Good morning, legends. Eldred here. Wanted to make a quick video this morning talking about warranty service, warranty for cycling components. Those of you who saw the video I made about a couple of weeks ago regarding the pedal removal, where I was talking about the issue I found with my pedal, that was on the 8th of March. And today is March 22nd. Anyway, on the 21st, Shimano replaced the pedals and they got here yesterday, the 21st. And I decided to make this video to talk about warranty service because at some point you either have gone through it or had to deal with it. Granted, I did not have to go through a shop for this one. I just mailed it myself. It was actually very easy. But the requirements, if you're going to do it yourself, you need to keep your receipts. When you're buying components, you don't need to keep the receipts for everything you buy, but things like pedals and other stuff, if you're a DIY person and you buy it yourself, keep your receipts. Put it in an envelope, put it in a folder, whatever, let it just sit there. If you never need it, fine. But with the receipt, the turnaround is quick. No one called me, even though they requested my phone number on the forums. Those of you who watched the video, it was very seamless. I called the 800 number. I'd never dealt with them before. I had a problem with the pedals. I called the 800 number. They told me where to go. They gave me a link to go to. And while the guy was on the phone, I went there just to make sure I was online. And I basically downloaded a form that you could fill out in PDF on the computer. Didn't even have to write anything. Filled out a one-page form, sent it to the printer, printed that out, went to Merlin, got my receipt. A lot of the stuff that I get, if I get it online, I either keep the receipt in soft copy locally on my hard drive, or I go back to the vendor. Now, a lot of times you can't depend on that because those people are going to clean their systems. So if it's been many years, they probably would have gotten rid of it. So as a habit, I keep all my receipts. If I buy things online, I go ahead and save to PDF. I don't like paper. So I just save it electronically and I have it backed up wherever. Because if you have a receipt and something breaks within the warranty period, they will help you. I've even had cases where it was beyond the warranty period, but because I had everything for goodwill, they gave me like 50% off to replace it on it. So you can get deals that way. They sent the same exact pedals, even though they have the new 9100 out. I have the 9000 Shimano, and they just sent it, which is fine. I was hoping they would send the new ones so I'd get to experience that, but there's not a big difference between them. They made some refinements. Supposedly the bearings are better and the surface, but it's not. This thing doesn't weigh anything. It's amazing that they can do this. But the noise, this is the reason I sent it. And one thing to give you a tip, you're sending this to people. So regardless of what you write as the problem, flag the problem. I took blue painter's tape, I taped this area, and then I wrote on the tape, this is loose. Then I put on the other side, shake it. So no one called me, whatever. The pedals are here. They got here yesterday. We're talking about I mailed it the 9th of March. They got here on the 21st. That's 12 days, including weekends. That is pretty good. And I got new pedals. They're going to go on back. I'm going to put these on the Colnago. So I'm not going to remove the other one from the blue bike. It's just these are going to go. So I just wanted to talk about that. The warranty will work, especially because you're a customer and Shimano makes things other than pedals. They don't want not to have goodwill, not for you to think well about their name, And I'll give you an example. In my home, I owned a washer and dryer made by, in fact, I'm drawing a blank because I guess I've erased it from my memory. Samsung washer and dryers, garbage. We're talking, we paid $1,000 for the washer and the thing leaked all over our floor because those geniuses made there is a pump that goes under the drum. I'm an engineer, so I opened the thing up to figure out what was going on. They took the pump that pumps water when you turn on your water, pumps it into the drum, and those geniuses attached it to the drum. And guess what? That drum shakes. Then they put the pump in a plastic cage. So the cage was weaker than the pump it was holding. So guess what? The cage broke over time. We're talking a month or two. It broke, fell, pulling the hose off the drum and flooded our basement. Granted, down here is all concrete. But I went online and there are horror stories of people who have washer and dryers upstairs. They turn on the washer, go to work or wherever, and come back to a flood. Because what ends up happening is those geniuses also put computer cards in there. So everything is controlled by a circuit board assembly. That means when the water started to leak, for the same thing here, I mean, I had this much water on the floor. When the water started to leak, it continued to restart the cycle because it could not finish the cycle because there's no water. So guess what? It kept pumping more and more water into the tub. So people had major damage. And those geniuses, when I called them, they came in a little fancy, little funny looking smart car and admitted that, oh yeah, we have a bracket and now it goes on the frame of the washer as opposed. And while we're here, we're going to give you a new circuit card. Like that's supposed to make me feel good. And so after they fixed that, and I'm getting off topic, but it's important to note, after they fixed that stupid washer, it would get unbalanced on every wash cycle. Maybe I should start a channel about these products anyway. But basically, we got rid of it. I wanted to take a baseball bat, take it outside and beat the crap out of it. We went and bought a Speed Queen. No computers, no chips, just knobs. Guess what? Been bomb-proof for more than a year. In 20 minutes, the clothes are done. With Samsung, you're lucky if you get it done in an hour and a half. My wife hated it. So yeah, the dryer is still here, which it functions, but yeah, she curses at it every time. Anyway, I'm been off topic. Let me come back. But the bottom line is, needless to say, the point I was trying to make, anything that has Samsung on it, you might as well tell me it's a four-letter word. Because I will never, ever buy anything with the name Samsung on it. Because their customer service sucks. I don't care if it's a phone or whatever, they can just forget it. They did a better job of copying the iPhone than they do building a product that works. Anyway, let me come back to pedal. So yes, Shimano in its wisdom, granted I was within the warranty thing, I could prove it, I had a receipt or whatever. But to tell you the truth, even if you don't have a receipt and you send these products back and they can see that you didn't abuse it, they take care of you. All the vendors do. I mean, I've done the same thing with Rafa, whatever, I sent Rafa a pair of shorts that was old and had all kinds of holes in it. And the guy said, yeah, we can't really repair it, but we'll let you get a new one at 50% off. That was after 4 years of using those shorts extensively. So as a result, that's why you see I do a lot of Rafa stuff here. I'm very happy with them. I know there are people who don't like them, but I don't really care. The products are nice. They suit my body because it's a personal choice kind of thing. So what I'm trying to cover here is when you get your stuff, if you go through a shop, it's a no-brainer. You can take it back to the shop. Now, depending on the shop and how much effort they want to put into it, because you're not bringing in any money at that moment. They're going to have to do it because there's no money changing hands. They send it to Shimano. Shimano handles it. Send it back to them. Now, you got to trust your shop. Because what if they send it to Shimano and Shimano gives it back free and then they charge you? You're not going to know. So I like to just do it myself, and I only go with shops that I trust. I'm not implying that everybody's dishonest, but I have had a situation where I had a bike when I used to race. It was a Waterford. I was in Austin at the time. And Austin's big cycling country here in Texas. The seat post cracked. Right where the seat post goes in there, that lug. I think the lug, however they did their welding, the lug itself cracked. Well, they sent it back to Waterford and wanted to charge me for it. It so happened that I was impatient and contacted Waterford to find out where my frame was. And the guy on the phone told me, oh yeah, it's a warranty repair and this is what we're doing. So when I went to the shop, they got a bill sitting there for something I was told that was a warranty repair. So needless to say, I'm like, what are you talking about? I spoke to Waterford last week and they said they were speeding it up, and because warranty repairs were backed up, that's why it had been delayed. So the bike was there and they had told me, I said, well, maybe I need to call them. Oh no, let me talk to the manager. Needless to say, like you're buying a car, let's talk to the manager. He came by like, oh, it was a clerical error. Yeah, a clerical error, right. So needless to say, I have sworn off a lot of shops. I got one shop in Houston that I use now, West End Bicycles. Daniel's honest and he's a real person. So yeah, so just be careful how you select these things. This video has not followed a script. I just wanted you guys to know in the real world, you're gonna be buying stuff. Some of them are gonna have defects. I use my stuff hard, but I use them properly. All I do is put my foot in the pedal and ride. It shouldn't fall apart in under the 3-year warranty period. And Shimano confirmed. I sent them the pedal. The pedal looked fine. There was no abuse. It never been crashed or anything. And it was just, so they sent me a brand new set of pedals. So kudos to Shimano. And what this does for me is, Shimano is a favored word. I like Campagnolo components. I use them as much as you saw the videos. I have never had to use their warranty. I'm hoping that since I love that product so much, if that ever becomes an issue, that it will be handled similarly. But I've had really good experiences from most of the vendors. I think you guys have seen the video. Remember my experience with the Giro guys? They just sent me a new shoe. No questions asked. So the key was I could send the receipt. When you can send the receipt, it takes out the question as to how you acquired the product and the age of the product. That's really what they're looking for. Is it our stuff, like a SKU number, and how long has this person had it? I mean, if you've used it twice the life expectancy of the product, then yeah, they might cut you a slack and have you buy one at a discounted price, because nothing lasts forever. And I think that's why they ask for that. So when you don't have a receipt, it's a little slower getting handled. It gets handled, but not as smoothly. So you can see this one was smooth. So I always keep my receipts on major purchases. We're not talking about every minor thing. You buy a saddlebag, who cares? It's a minor thing, So I just wanted to cover that, the warranty, and just see, this is basically, does warranty work? And it does. These companies are not crazy. They know we talk to each other. They know people ask us, what do you think about these pedals? What do you think about that? So, so my experience with the analogy I use with Samsung, if somebody comes to my home and sees a Speed Queen, yeah, I'm going to tout Speed Queen. But I'm going to go out of my way to let them know, stay the heck away from Samsung. Because why would I want them to have more than a foot of water in the house? Because of some poor design that they knew was poor and never informed us. So had it been upstairs, I would have had major damage to the floor. And they have to repair ceiling, floor, and everything for the lower level. So I was not pleased, especially after reading about other people who had the exact damage because theirs were upstairs. So, that's just irresponsible. So I would never buy anything from Samsung. And so that's the thing. You have a lot of power. Your word counts. So when you deal with these companies, especially directly, when you call their customer service, that's why they're there. Customer service. These companies understand that. And most of the people I've dealt with on the phones, they treat you like royalty when you call, because they want you to keep spending your cycling dollars on their products. And that's what they give. The companies give them that job, and they train them to let them know, take care of these guys, because they're going to tell other cyclists are going to see them with our products and get them. You think about it. I set up this channel. You guys can see why I have a lot of years of experience in bike fitting and cycling and other things. People here routinely ask for stuff. I'm very careful in what advice I give here, because I appreciate the fact that people take my word seriously. But then that comes with a lot of responsibility on my part. I must make sure that I only recommend stuff that I've used or I'm sure of. And then I have to qualify, or I only research that. So that's why I'm very cautious when people ask here. I am very humble that people are asking, but I have to have a lot of responsibility and make sure I'm directing people to the right stuff. And I qualify everything. That's very important. Instead of just, because I want everybody to have great experiences. So yeah, every company has this problem where something breaks from time to time. We're humans. We've done a lot of great things as a species. We have done just fantastic. I mean, think about the iPhone. I can see weather on my phone. I mean, 25 years ago, that was not right. You had to go to the 7-Eleven to ask for directions. I don't have to deal with that anymore. We got GPS. So no, I am very humbled when I see just all the things that are available. And I always tell my buddy, every time I use GPS or somebody sends me a document that I can just see on my phone, the first thing I say is, thank you, Steve Jobs. And the reason I say that is, when he was bringing out the iPhone, everybody thought he was crazy. There were people that were thinking, they probably thought he was going to fail. But I remember back in the day when I used to use a Palm 7 and had to get special little tools and apps or whatever to be able to open up an Excel document or a Word document. Now with the iPhone, you can share with anybody from any platform. And we're taking it for granted, but you got to go back, because I'm a tech guy, so I know how challenging that used to be. So I remember. So every time I enjoy these new tools. You know, I can keep a phone in my pocket, so when I'm out riding, if something were to happen, I can be in contact with 911, my family, whatever. That is great. So we shouldn't take that for granted. You know. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, so yes, warranty works. You can do it yourself. It cost me $4 and something cents on USPS.com. I don't go to the post office and stand in line. That's not a very good use of my time. I print the stamp online, I pay for it, print the label, put it on the thing, drop it off at the post office in the bin. Because there's always a line. They never have all the counters manned. And so I don't like to stand in line there, but that worked. I did they said to make sure that it was tracked. So I used what they called priority mail. And in a couple of days they had it. It was inexpensive because it didn't weigh much. Priority mail has like a flat rate thing. Anyway, I'm trying to explain how easy it was to do with not a whole lot of effort. I got it to them, and now I have new pedals. I didn't have to wait for the shop and all that kind of stuff. So you don't need to shop, because even if you got it through a shop, Shimano will listen to you. If you kept the receipt from the shop, you can do it yourself. If the shop is not convenient for you. I just wanted to specify that. So warranty works. Stick with it. Just keep your papers and take advantage of it. And don't shy away, even if you're not sure how long you've had the product. If you know that it's a defect, they will deal with you regardless of how long you've had it, because they want to have goodwill so you can continue buying their products. Anyway, to that effect, I'm going to end this video here. No matter what, do not let anything stop you. Get out there.